Be in Tampa, Florida.
Have fun.
Sunny, warm Florida, buddy.
There you go.
We'll be down there at Daytona for ARCA testing as well as for the 300-lap race on a go-kart. The go-kart's on the East Bay Raceway Park. It's going to be a cool deal.
Very cool.
Here we go. So Trey and Brandon will have the call for that game on Friday. I'll be back on the 14th. Ready for the next, there's a whistle and a foul. No, he said he ran out of bounds.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds. So it's going to be Comets ball.
A good move by Justin Bell to get loose.
Yes, sir.
It was kind of a block tip, whatever you want to say, down low. But, again, when A.J. Smalls came down the ball, he stepped out of bounds first.
Javante Long sets it up to Ross. Ross, and he steals and takes it away. David DeRosa took it away. Back up court goes Andre Prince. Sets it up to Walton. Correction. Walton goes now to Nigel Lucas. Lucas goes back to Walton. Around there was Khalid Cobb. And now he'll set it back up to Lucas again. Nigel Lucas juking, jiving, going for two. Bouncing off the rim. It's so good. A rebound goes back to Justin Bell for the Comets. Back up court. He stole it away from Walton. Walton going and he put it in. Basket will count and a timeout on the court. Well, Trey.
Yeah.
It's a 5-point lead. Diminishing for Clayton here.
Just the momentum, it shift over to the Cougars early in the fourth quarter. It's going to be interesting to see, to make sure that if the Comets want to remain the lead, again, they've had a 12-point lead. It's back down to 5. Coming out from the third quarter into the third quarter, it's what we're seeing out of the Cougars is what we saw the 8-0 run in the beginning. Right? They took the ball away. They're shooting the ball. They're playing big time down low. That's exactly what we saw in the beginning of the game, and that's how they're getting back into this ball game. The Comets going to have to take a step back just a second. If they need to, slow it down, take the game plan away from the Cougars to maintain this lead. They're going to need to have a 10-point lead with about 3 minutes to go in order to be able to say, let's I hate using the word coast, but coast it. And then just play defense. And
Trey, I'll say this on behalf of Bennett Jones and the Comets and our Comet Crazies as well. They're all in. Normally,
that's right.
Jeff Adams Gymnasium is packed. Disappointed that this is not a packed house here tonight at Wake Forest.
Well, yeah, it's
not a very big crowd here.
It's a fantastic school. I mean, had a hard time finding the parking lot. I mean, it is what it is. But, they are out of school. I mean, they haven't really started school back yet. So
they haven't started school back. Wake Forest hasn't, really. Wow, lucky them.
Yeah, exactly.
We had to start back.
Oh yeah, well,
6:25. Well, they had to. We're not in school anymore. But they had to. Yeah,
we had about a week.
Christmas break is over, fella. Shepard. Shepard goes in for two, and it's good. 50-43, 7-point lead. 6:13. Clock ticks down in the fourth. In regulation. Ready to roll here. Lucas throws it off to Johnston. Goes back to Walton, to Prince, to Cobb. Johnston goes Walton. Goes to Cobb. Now throws it back. Sets it up there to 3. Cobb with the ball. Cobb. Oh, it's a midcourt. Midcourt violation, Trey. Comet ball.
Yeah, he went past the...
and he knew he did it, too.
Oh, yeah. It was backward lane violation, so... I mean, that's the bonehead play we're talking about. He just bounced it off his foot, and now the Comets have a chance to really, if they improve on their lead right now.
Sanders with the ball to Freeman. Freeman for 2. No one there except for Hogan Stallings, the forward for the Wake Forest Cougars. And they'll nail in a 3. Holy smokes, are you kidding me? Number 21, Nigel Lucas. 50-46. It's a 4-point game now.
That's 2 3-pointers by Lucas, where he now has 9 points on the game.
How about that? As Long sets it up. Ross. Shaq with the ball. Looking for Shepard. Shakir Howard. Looking. Dariana Howard plays on the varsity women's team. Their brother and sister. Sets it up to Sanders. Sanders now goes back to Shepard. Shepard with the ball. Shepard goes down back to Long. Back to Ross. Ross goes back to Howard. Howard down to number 20. Sanders to the line. He'll go and shoot 2. Foul.
That'll be Nigel Lucas' second foul tonight.
Second foul on Lucas, as Trey reiterated on.
Only the second team foul here in the second quarter, or the second half for the Cougars so far.
Elijah Sanders is at the line, shooting. Basket misses the first one. Comets looking to go on the road, excited and happy. Leaving this road trip in Wake Forest, sweeping at least the varsity games. The JV squad kind of suffered. 50-46, ready to bring this one on home for supper. Taking this to the home stretch now. 4-point game, Clayton out in front, on the road. David DeRosa sets it up. Now looking for Johnston. Johnston to Walton. Walton with the ball. Looking at Nigel Lucas. Lucas, big three, goes back now to Hogan Stallings. Turns it over. Almost turned it over. Clayton was ready to take it. And it'll still be Wake Forest going to the basket and 2 shots called. Foul on Clayton.
Wow, they're not going to call a charge on that.
Can't believe they didn't. Number 20, Elijah Sanders, is what they're calling it on.
That's all right. That's only the first team foul. So that's okay, or first foul against Sanders. So he's okay in that sit. You'd like to see the different arrow pointing from the referees there, but
yeah, Trey, I just got a text, and it says that Iran has fired missiles at U.S. troops at 2 bases in Iraq.
Wow.
So definitely some craziness going on in our country right now. Pray for our U.S. military for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't realize it was getting as serious as it is.
Oh, yeah.
But it's definitely, hopefully the powers that be that are running our country can be safe and do what's right.
Best military in the world.
That's right. 4 minutes left here in regulation. As Freeman tried to go for 3, misses it, turns it back over to Wake Forest again. And they're allowing Wake Forest to get back this game, Trace Knight.
It's only a 2-point lead.
50-48. It's a 2-point game. You're right. Put in a 2, and this game's tied. They're back in business. As Logan Stallings was trying to do it. And there's a whistle and a foul. Hogan Stallings.
Back-to-back fouls by
Foul
Sanders.
on 20 of Elijah Sanders. That's his third or second. This would be a heartbreak if they let them get back in it here. They blow their first shot at the free throw line.
Full timeout by Coach Medlin of the Comets.
I wonder what this conversation is going to be like.
Well, they called a full timeout if he misses this free throw, what do you do with it? If he makes it, so there's 2 different plays that are going to be called. One, you're going to see either a Ross or a Shepard, one of the point guards, take the ball out. And what's going to happen? You're going to look for a B.J. Freeman. You're going to look for a Sanders to be able to drive down low. Look for Shaq to get back in the ball game and do his thing.
But let's be honest, though. They don't really need to think of doing anything stupid because they still got plenty of time. There's still 3:41 remaining in regulation in the fourth.
Absolutely. But it's one of those situations where what we're seeing is if you can get your play set up and go, this team is hard to stop. And if you find a lane somehow down low with the Ross, we've seen a Shepard, we've seen B.J. Freeman get down low by himself.
Stallings up for his second shot. He'll make it. It's a 1-point game now, 50-49. And back in play is Shepard. Shepard will bring the ball up court. He's not fast up the court like you thought.
Yep.
Just kind of patiently getting up there. Now back to Freeman. Getting interesting here now. It's a 1-point lead for Clayton. Wake Forest trying to get the lead. First time they've led since, 2-0 in the game started?
It was 8-0.
Or 8-0 when the game started. That's right. And a turnover. Nigel Lucas takes it away. Or will he? It's Comets' ball. No, it's not. It's Hogan Stallings with the recovery. Gets it back to T.J. Walton. Wow. And you hear the crowd saying, D up, D up. Don't let him get it. D up, D up. Hogan Stallings under the basket. Going to turn it over down to Johnston. Johnston goes back down to Cobb. Looking, juking, jiving Lucas. Lucas with the ball now. Hands it off now to Cobb. Cobb for 2. Off the rim. It's no good. And the rebound goes to Sanders in 20. Sanders for the Comets with a rebound. Gives it now back to Freeman. Freeman on his own, carrying it to the house. Basket's good! Make it a 3-point lead now. Clayton back out in front, Trey.
13 points for B.J. Freeman. Really he had 2 points in the first half. And Coach Mellon's got to be careful. He had a warning walking up the side of the court from the referee.
Number 23, Hogan Stallings putting it in. Now it's a 1-point game again. Under 2 minutes now remaining in regulation. Up court, Shepard with the ball. Shepard to Freeman. Freeman under pressure by Stallings. Shepard with the ball. He'll now get back to Ross. And it's wow. And Coach Mellon says you can't do that. Turns it over. Just simply turned it over. Jaquan Ross just stepped over the line, turns the ball over, Trey.
And just not knowing where you are. You think of football, a first down mark. You're not knowing if you need that extra yard, and that's exactly what this play was. It just didn't know where he was on the court. Javonte Long comes back in the first time since the third quarter, since the third quarter.
Yes, sir. Number 1, Walton with the ball. Walton.
There it is.
Shaq it away. Shaq said, "No way, Jose. Take that mess out of here." And give the ball back now to the Comets. Javonte Long. They got a 1-point lead. Can they hold? And there's a timeout in the full called by Coach Medlin.
Wow. 1:34 remaining. Huge block by Shaq. And Stallings has been outstanding in the second half of the ball game. He went out the first couple minutes of the first quarter. Didn't see him until the second half. All of a sudden, I guess they were waiting for him to rest up a little bit because he's been huge down in the paint for the Cougars. We saw right there. He did a nice little spin move, got free, and all of a sudden Shaq came out of nowhere. That was fun to watch.
1:34 in regulation here. Clayton trying to leave here at Wake Forest at 10, 11-2 on the season. They've done so well this year, Trey Snyder. The only game they lost was to Garner.
2 games, yep.
The 2 games that they lost was to Garner. For the Comet ladies, their 2 losses were to Garner, and then they lost in the Christmas tournament. They lost in the tournament to the Rocky Mountain Griffins.
Good. Let's see if the men Comets can come out. We see Roush is in a walking boot.
A 1-point game. 1-point game. It'll be Comets to bring the ball inbound, led by B.J. Freeman, the 6'7 senior shooting guard. And he smiles as he knows we're talking about him. So 52-51.
B.J. Freeman, Shepard, Long, Sanders, and Shaq all the way in the left-hand corner.
Freeman sets it up to Shepard. Shepard with the ball. 90 seconds in regulation remain. Boy, he checked him.
Nice
Walton had nowhere to go. What a fake. Give it the Comet the ball. Give it to Howard. Howard with the ball. Setting it up. Gets it down to Shepard.
Know where you are.
Know where you're at. Don't step over that. Don't step over midcourt. And looking there goes Ross. Ross goes up, and that's long, and
that's what you want.
Turn it over.
No, that's a foul.
Oh, it's a foul. Foul on number 2. I'm sorry.
Prince, that's his first. Great move by Long to get past the 2 defenders at the front half of the court and caused the foul to stop the play. But now B.J. Freeman has the basketball on the left.
And by the way, it's not number 2, it's 21. 21 was the foul called. It was on Lucas.
Okay.
Yes, that's number 2 is not even on the court. Okay. And basket will count. That's a 2-point shot. 1 minute remaining in regulation. 54-51. A 3-point shot by the Wake Forest Cougars. And like Nigel Lucas, and this game's tied again. Or a basket in 1.
43 seconds.
46 away now in regulation. Comets with the lead by 3. On defense, Stallings throws it all the way to the other side of the court now to Cobb. Cobb goes on his own. Misses it. Comets with the ball. How in the world can you call that?
That's what we like to call home field advantage. Home field advantage helped that for the Cougars to keep that basketball.
That should have been Comets ball.
Oh, yeah, all day long.
That should have been Comets ball.
I think